The Air Force is an important force with fighter jets and other aircraft owned by countries. Countries with a modern fighter aircraft have better air forces. Israeli Air Force is one of the countries with the best inventory of fighter jets in the Middle East. The Israeli Air Force has F-35 aircraft, which makes it one of the countries with the best inventory of fighter jets in the Middle East. Air Force has 30,000 personnel and 680 aircraft. The Japanese Air Force has 49,000 personnel and more than 1,451 aircraft and 330 fighter jets. The Japanese Air Force has fighter jets to compete with the air forces of many countries. The F-15 aircraft, which are the most numerous in the Air Force, are one of the important fighter aircraft of the Japanese Air Force. The Pakistan Air Force has 80,000 personnel and 1,413 aircraft. The mission of the Air Force is to protect Pakistan against all kinds of threats with the aircraft it has. The Air Force has more aircraft than many air forces in Asia. The J-10 aircraft are in the Air Force as fighter aircraft. The Italian Air Force has 800 aircraft and 43,000 personnel. Italian Air Force is better than the air forces of many countries in terms of numbers and thanks to the fighter jets it has. Indian Air Force has more than 170,000 personnel and 2,200 aircraft. Indian Air Force has mostly Russian aircraft. Most of these Indian-owned aircraft are new aircraft. Indian Air Force has an inventory that includes Su-30 and Jaguar aircraft.
However, today, this aircraft will assume the role of a tanker to undertake.
The Royal Air Force has an inventory that includes a variety of fighter aircraft. These owned aircraft consist of the majority of fighter and attack aircraft. The Air Force also produces and uses many fighter aircraft. UK, which has one of the best air forces in Europe, has an inventory that includes Typhoon and Tornado aircraft. The UK has 32,000 personnel and more than 663 aircraft. French Air Force is the fourth largest in NATO and has one of the best air forces in Europe. Mission of the Air Force is to protect the Air Force against all kinds of threats. The Air Force has 43,000 personnel and more than 1,004 aircraft. Fighter jets owned are French-made Rafale aircraft. The Russian Air Force, which has many fighter jets in its air force, has 4,182 aircraft and more than 200,000 personnel. Russian Air Force has the second best air force in Asia. The best aircraft belonging to the Air Force are Su-30 and Su-57Es. Chinese Air Force has the best air force in Asia. The Air Force has aircraft capable of in many places. Chinese Air Force, which produces and uses many fighter jets, has a large number of fighter jets. The J-20 aircraft, known as the best fighter aircraft of the Air Force, can successfully perform many missions. The Air Force has 398,000 personnel and 3,300 aircraft. The US Air Force is the country with the most aircraft in the world. Despite the large number of these aircraft, the fighter aircraft of the Air Force are quite modern. US Air Force, which uses its air force in many exercises, is the best air force with more than 300,000 personnel and 13,000 aircraft. Fighter aircraft. The F-35 and F-16 aircraft are one of the modern combat aircraft of the Air Force.